Hey, it's me, Tammy B, and this is my review for The Haves and the Have-Nots. We are at the season finale, you guys. Can you believe it? Oh my goodness. So let's get right into it. It is season 4, episode 23, titled Promises Kept. So, the banker guy, Bowen, pops up at Catherine's house, and he was like, look, the DA put a hold on this money. Even with all your little tricks, they not releasing the money. So Wyatt, can't get his inheritance back right now. It's nothing I can do. So she like, all right, fine. I guess Catherine gonna figure it out. After that, she goes to the kitchen and she decides to give Hannah Amanda's car. Hey, I'll take a free car, but I guess it is a little eerie driving a dead person's car. But hey, this could have been a dead person's car. Who knows where used cars come from? So the police bust in Candace's house while Quita watches, and the nosy neighbor tells her to get off her gate. Quita kind of low-key cuss her out. I was like, man, why don't you stop talking to me? I was like, I think I would act like Quita act towards the neighbor too. That's the only time I act like Quita. Anyway, y'all, Melissa calls Jeffrey like, come on home. Jeffrey was like, nah. So Veronica takes the phone, and Jeffrey tells Veronica, y'all, he says, go to hell, Veronica. And I was here for it. I was rolling. Jeffrey like, look, the police is already at Candace's house, so you ain't got nothing to hold over me no more. And Veronica was like, that's even more reason why, you should come home. Like, I'm the only one who can save you. And Jeffrey was like, I'd rather take my luck on the streets. I was like, I know that's right, Jeffrey. So anyway, Jeffrey is at the hospital visiting Wyatt. And I think Veronica know that because she said something slick. Even though he said he was going to get a suit, she said something slick like, it's better if you were here instead of there, or something like that. So I think Veronica knew where Jeffrey was at. So anyway, when Jeffrey gets off the phone with Veronica, he tells Wyatt while he all asleep, like, hey, I just wanted to talk to you. I might not be here when you get back, yada, yada, yada. I'm sorry that my mom got you raped in jail. Boom. Guess who behind Jeffrey? Catherine. And I heard the door open, and in my head I was like, did the door just open? So Catherine heard all of that, you guys. And she was like, what? Is that true? And Jeffrey was like, yeah. So Catherine storms out. I don't know what she was going to do, right? But we see that she pops up at the jail. So Catherine confronts Jim, and Jim was like, look, I need you to fall back on this. You kind of messy when you try to call yourself cleaning stuff up. And Catherine's like, oh, I'm messy. Wyatt got raped while you was out with your whore when he was a kid, and now you had this stupid plan to teach him a lesson in jail, and then he got raped again in jail. Like, no. F you, F your couch. I hope you rot in jail. So Catherine leaves. She called Veronica and was like, yeah, I need you to use your good lawyer skills. Meet me at my house with the DA. And she was pressing. Veronica was like, oh, I'm about to have Jeffrey's engagement party. I don't have time. And she was like, oh, you the best lawyer ever. You beat the other lawyers like 30 plus times. Like, I need you to get the DA and come to my house. So they plan to go there later. Y'all, Erica, she meets up with David. And remember, they were supposed to meet at 3 o'clock. I was like, it sure looked mighty dark for 3 o'clock. But hey, whatever. We not gonna judge. So Erica meets David, and they go to a soul food restaurant. She asks him, like, had he had some real down home soul food? And he was like, no, not for a long time. My wife. Or he starts to say that. And then she was like, mistake. Like, don't mention your wife. And he was like, oh, my bad. So he opens the door for her. He loses the tie, because she says loses the tie and the stiffness. And they have a good home cooked meal, drinking out of red Solo cups. Next thing you know, she turns on the jukebox, and they dancing in the middle of a barbecue shack. So things looking good. She make a little comment about having sex or something like that, and then they get out of there. Y'all. Oh, so back at the jail, I don't know if I was tripping or not, but I wrote down a note. When Catherine was walking out, Jim was like, don't do anything dumb, Kate. Did I hear that right? Did he call her Kate? I was like, what? Is that her hood rat name? Is that the name she used when she beat people up and murdered people? I was like, Kate. But anyway, y'all, Veronica rolls up to the hood, y'all. She jump out her black car, and she goes and pimp slaps Quita. I was like, oh, even all the homies on the porch was like, whoa. So, yeah. she was like, didn't I tell you I would take, or she was like, what'd I say? And Quita was like, that you would take care of it. And yeah, so Veronica mad because she know that Quita is the one that got them to go to the cops, or the cops to go to Candy's house. I wonder how she knew that, but whatever. So Veronica basically tells Quita like, hey, if my plan is messed up, you know, I'm gonna kick your butt, yada yada yada. By the way, that was a nice shirt that Quita had on. Mitch tells Benny that he's a Malone and that Candace is telling the truth about being raped by War and Mitch planning drugs. So now that Benny knows the truth about Mitch, Benny tells Mitch like, hey, we're gonna lose the place or whatever. And I didn't get when Mitch was like, oh, we shouldn't use my family money, it's not gonna be good for anybody. I thought he was using some type of reverse psychology. I thought Benny was in turn like, no, you know what, this is our dream, go ahead and ask your family. I thought that's what Mitch was doing. So did y'all catch that? Did Mitch really not want to use the money, or was that some reverse psychology and hopefully Benny come around? I didn't really catch that. But at the end of the day, Benny had some drink in the refrigerator, and they basically, Benny and Mitch basically pop bottles to celebrate like, hey, well, it was good while it lasted. So, you know, they preparing for the worst, preparing that this is their last day at the office and that the tow yard is going to be foreclosed on. Candace beats Oscar with a shovel at the campaign headquarters. And I was wondering what the heck was going on, so they never explained that. So here come Oscar all creeping and through the campaign office, and I'm thinking like, oh, he must have hid something here, or oh, he's gonna meet somebody, or he gonna look through some files or something. So I don't know why he was being creepy. So he all looking through the windows to see if somebody following him, and then the next thing you know, Candace walk up behind him and beat him with a shovel. I was so here for it. She was like, oh, you got my money? You stole my money? Or where's my money? I was like, yeah, y'all. So she was just beating him with that shovel. I wish they would have showed more of it, but I guess that would be gruesome. So I don't know. So I didn't catch if was Oscar sneaking and doing something, and then Candace, you know, since she watching him, she just crept up on him, or did she like trick him into coming down there or something and just got him? So I didn't catch the little creeping part, but at the end of the day, I'm glad she got him. Like, give me my money. Benny goes home and tells Hannah that the stuff is foreclosed, and that was right after Quincy Jr. was like, oh, is this your house? Can I stay here? And he was like, yeah. I was like, oh. So that was that. What the heck are they doing? People always doing dumb stuff. I don't know. Anyway. So Benny at first was like, oh, I don't want to tell you because you're going to say I told you so. And then he, you know, Hannah could clearly say something was going wrong with Benny. So Hannah told Quincy Jr. to go upstairs, and Benny finally said what happened. He was like, Candace mortgaged my house in the tow yard. She forged my name. So by tomorrow, we got to get out of here. And all Hannah says was, one day you're going to listen to your mama. But to me, that was the same thing as I told you so. So I really didn't want to hear that. And then what made it 10 times worse, then she busted out with a Negro spiritual, y'all. And don't get me wrong, I love old school church songs, like the 1940s, 1950s church songs. Like when the old school deacons bust out with those old hymns, I'm here for it. I don't know why. It's just something about it that I love or whatever. But I don't know why when Hannah busted out in that Negro spiritual, I just was not here for it. Number one, it seemed play-like. Well, number one, I guess I didn't know she could sing. And I don't know if that's really technically sing. It's not like she sounded all that great. But I don't know. I just wasn't here for it. Or I feel like if you go sing a Negro spiritual, at least sing a pick-me-up one. Like, hey, this is because she was like, look, I cooked the bomb dinner. We just gonna enjoy our last dinner in this house, and we gonna deal with it later. So at least she wasn't too much. I told you so. I told you so. But I don't know. When did she start singing? Shine on me, Lord. And hey, I guess they do need the Lord to shine on them and make a way out of nowhere or whatever, so they don't have to go out tomorrow. But I don't know why. I was just like, oh gosh, Hannah, not the Negro spiritual. And then Benny started busting down crying. I was like, oh, Benny, come lay on my bosom, boo. I help you get over the pain. I thought he was drunk though. Like when he was all looking down and Hannah was like, oh no. I thought she was like, oh no, you drunk. And maybe she was, but I think she was just like, oh no, I could tell something going on. But I thought he was drunk or something, but I guess not, from popping them bottles. But whatever, y'all. So I guess they preparing for their last night at that house. Veronica gets the DA to come over and talk to Catherine about releasing the money. Catherine asks her several times, look, I need you to release the money. Wyatt is going to kill himself. You already seen what happened so far. Release the money. And she was just like, no. And she was like, I'm going to wait to talk to Wyatt when he wakes up and we'll do it from there. She was like, Wyatt, of course Wyatt's going to say, give me the money. Let me keep the money. Even if, I make up with him, he's still going to want the money. Even if he moves back, he's still going to want the money. Even if he say, okay, Mom, I'm not mad at you no more, he's still going to want the money. And you see what happens, so you should, give me the money back. And she's just like, no, or whatever. So then Catherine turned to Veronica and was like, look, long story short, she was just like, oh, no, let me go say that part first. So when the DA said no, Catherine's like, oh, just because you slept with Jim, you won't release the money? And then the DA was like, I never slept with Jim. That's a stretch or something like that. And then Veronica was like, oh, but sleeping with David wouldn't be a stretch. And then the DA gonna say, no, sleeping with David would stretch me. Girl, oh my goodness, I would have slapped the crap out of Lisa McDowell. Like, Lisa McDowell had it coming all the time, but Veronica did slap her once. But see, when Veronica slapped her last time, I thought that was out of way left field. But this right here, I so would have slapped him. Like, I know David trying to leave Veronica, but at the same time, hey, right now we still married or whatever. And Lisa McDowell even threw that up in her face, like, oh, ain't y'all getting a divorce or something like that? But I don't care, for furthermore reason that, number one, you shouldn't know that anyway, and number two, oh my God. But I mean, Veronica said something like, oh, you're a whore, you're thirsty, whatever, for to even say something like that or speaking like that. So Veronica said something, but oh my goodness, girl, if some woman would have said something like that to me about my husband, whether it's true or not, I would have slapped the shit out of her or whatever. But whatever, y'all. So the DA talking crap. So then Catherine tells Veronica, look, I know that you got Wyatt raped in jail. You don't have to deny it. Because surprisingly, Veronica denied it. All of this time, all these seasons, every time somebody came at Veronica like, oh, you did this, oh, you did that, Veronica never lied. She'd be like, yep, I shot him. Yep, I stole it. Yep, I cheated. Like, Veronica be saying everything. So I was really surprised that she said no. You know what I'm saying? But Catherine was like, whatever. You could say no all you want to. You here because you the best lawyer ever. She was like, now, DA, I'm going to ask you one time. Let Wyatt's money go. And the DA was like, no. Y'all, Catherine reached in them pillow cushions, grabbed out a Glock, and shot the DA down to the floor, y'all. Oh my goodness, she fell back in them chair. Her little pay less comfort souls was all up in the air. Y'all, I couldn't believe it, but I was happy. Because she just should have got slapped a second ago. And of course, while Catherine was talking all that crap to Veronica, like, I know you did it. I'm going to teach you a lesson. You scared of this person. You scared of that person. Now that you got my son raped, I'm going to teach you who to really fear. Y'all, the DA was back in the background just seething, just eating it all up. Just so happy how Catherine was talking crap to Veronica. But boom, she didn't know her turn was next, y'all. Veronica did no hesitation. She pulled out that gun, stood up, and shot her in the stomach like 50 times. Okay, it wasn't 50 times, but several times, So boom. So then she turned around and pointed the gun at Veronica. Veronica screamed. Once again, this is the first time we didn't see Veronica scared in 4 seasons, y'all. And Catherine was like, and now, since you the best lawyer, it's your job to get me off. She tossed her the gun and walked away. Y'all, why is she walking up the stairs? She stopped by a plant and straightened it out, fixes the plant, and keep on walking. I was like, go ahead, Catherine. I was so here for it. That seemed like something I would do. First, no, not shoot somebody, but let's say something tragic happens. I'm totally the type that would like freak out for a little second and then just get my life and do something like straighten up. So I was here for it, you guys. That was season 4, episode 23, the season finale, titled Promises Kept. And I just think everybody kept their promises. I didn't Quita say something like, I promise you I'm gonna find out what happened to my brother. So she the one who getting, the cops to search. Veronica, or what's her name, Catherine, said, oh, I promise, like, when somebody do something to my children, like, oh, they gonna get what's coming for them. So boom, now she didn't kept her promise by shooting the DA and threatening Veronica. Candace, didn't she say, oh, I'm gonna get Oscar back, I promise. Boom, she getting Oscar back. What else happened that was a promise? Oh, Hannah. When Benny was trying to convince Hannah, no, it's legit, the house, the tow yard, just trust me, she was like, oh, this gonna come back to haunt you, I promise. Boom. So every promise that has been made over the season or the last couple seasons, it was just like all coming out. So that's it, you guys. It was a really, really good episode. I hope they don't take forever to come back, but it's September already, believe it or not. So I don't think it's coming back until like maybe January. But we got a whole bunch of shows. I see Queen Sugar. I think I'm gonna check it out. I know they got another show, but I haven't bothered to check into that. I probably won't, but I think I'll definitely at least check out Queen Sugar. And but that's more so Oprah than Tyler Perry. But so I don't know, you guys. It was good. I'm excited. The haves and the haves not. You guys know, well, this is one of my top favorite shows. So good episode. I'm sad to see it go, but I'm so excited to see what happens when it comes back. So I guess if it doesn't come back till January, maybe Candace will be done had the baby in real life, so that way everything could be back to normal. And I was looking, you couldn't see no pregnant stuff, so she might have a cool little window to just have a baby, come back, and nobody's the wiser or whatever. So we'll see, you guys. So, all right, what's up? Give me the thumbs up on this video. Go ahead and check me out on Twitter at TammyB_. All right, see you in the next review. Bye.